This video is about you can't always save everybody. I'm going to reveal how you cannot always save everyone in your life, and instead you must focus on yourself. To find out more, please stay tuned to this video. Welcome to the SCG Show. Please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm and turn your life around with my sponsor, BetterHelp. The link is in the description below. Why is it the case we always want to save everyone else when sometimes, or even most of the time, it's ourselves who need saving? I needed saving for a very long time. I was in a dark place a few years back. Firstly, I was a gambling addict for so long. Secondly, I was in a very toxic, unhealthy relationship. Thirdly, my former business went under. And then after a few months after that, lastly, the pandemic hit and my dad died. Let's talk about my gambling addiction. I suffered in silence with my addiction. Nobody who knew me in my friendship circle, family, had any idea that I was gambling as much and as often as I did. It was a dark place. I was so on and off, and as things mounted on top of me, my addiction got worse, until finally I became and remained clean and sober. If you're struggling like I did with addiction, please always reach out to a trained medical professional immediately. Try through my sponsor, BetterHelp, below. Next, the toxic relationship. People who knew me could tell I was in a very negative, toxic relationship. They could tell I was dating a narcissist. Instead, these people insisted on me getting engaged, moving in, getting married. Try work things out for the better if you have kids. It would have been an absolute, complete disaster had I not finally walked away. Next, business failure. It's not a nice feeling to lose a business, and therefore all your many years of hard work, progress, client relationships, dedication, revenue, you name it. I was so broken when my business went under, to the point I had no idea where I was going next or what I was going to do next either. And lastly, my late father. Losing my dad tragically, and he was only 62 as well, will always be the most difficult, bitter pill to swallow in life. But realizing that whether I liked it or not, I had to pick myself up. I had to be strong and keep moving forward. It's the only option. All the above I have stated not for sympathy, not for pity, but to show you that I had to many times save myself before I could even think about saving others. Here are the typical patterns we empaths think when we desperately try to save other people. If you're enjoying this video, please smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and support the SCG Show by becoming a member. The link is in the description below. Let's talk about lovers. A few years ago, when I was indeed in that toxic relationship with the narcissist, I remember Googling and watching videos about negative partners, aka, can I turn around my negative relationship into a positive one? I even paid for a coaching call with a very famous YouTuber who will remain anonymous, who told me the following. Oh, it sounds to me like you're dating a narcissist, SCG. Be careful how you proceed. That conversation dates back to 2016, where foolishly I had no idea what a narcissist was, or even a toxic relationship. I was dumb, young, naive, and completely immature towards relationships. Instead, I took a very childish and delusional approach, which was, well, how can I save the narcissist? And therefore, how can I save the relationship? That's the empath in me, and possibly in you too. We all want the happy ending. We all want to feel fuzzy inside. We all want the Disney movie. But my goodness, did I try everything to save the narcissist, who was typically entitled, lazy, selfish, rude, disrespectful, crazy, and utterly delusional. All they ever wanted was their own way, their terms. She'd stop at nothing to get what she thought she desired. I tried even praying for her, going to church all the time. I am quite religious, but her behaviour got worse. I decided to be more submissive, try not be as reactive and aggressive. Her behaviour became more aggressive towards me and more out of control and crazy. I tried reading books, attending seminars, workshops, counselling on how to be a better man, better boyfriend. Her behaviour only spiralled. She was out of control. There is nothing worse than when you give your all and try to help that person as well. Encourage them, look, you can do this, only for them to not even want to change or improve. I can help you, I said. I can save you, I said. Listen to me, there's a better path. We don't have to be this way. You don't have to think this way. We can do this. But stubbornly and arrogantly, the narcissist scoffed at my suggestion, saying, save me, I'm perfect. There's nothing wrong with me. You're the problem, SCG. I'm telling you this now. You're better off walking away from someone that needs saving and focusing on yourself. Stop being a white knight. Stop trying to save the day. And you're better off attracting someone who understands you, appreciates you, wants to grow with you, never against you. Sometimes you cannot save your lover, your partner. I'm sorry to say. Firstly, I'd like to take a moment to tell you about my official channel sponsor, BetterHelp. I've personally used BetterHelp and I found it to be so effective for completely turning my life around for the better. BetterHelp is an online portal that provides direct-to-consumer access to behavioral health services. The online counseling and therapy services are provided through web-based interaction such as phone and even text communication. BetterHelp gives you 4 live sessions a month and unlimited messaging in between sessions, as well as access to the group therapy webinars that get updated each and every week. You can sign up for the BetterHelp online counseling service below. By using that link, you'll be supporting the SCG Show community. So turn your life around with my channel sponsor, BetterHelp. The link is in the description below. Let's talk about friends. As mentioned at the beginning of this video, I'm a former gambling addict for many years on and off, meaning I'd go through heavy doses of gambling, take a few weeks off, only to eventually succumb to my addiction again. Through my addiction, I made friends, people just as delusional and stupid as me, who wanted to blow their money on things like going to the casino and online gambling. I genuinely believed gambling was a decent way to make money. Seriously? Of course it isn't, guys. Never gamble. Please, I beg you, don't do it. The house always wins. There's no strategy, no way to beat the house, no cheat code, nothing. You're gonna lose. I made friends through casinos, local bookies that I used to frequent, people who were addicts just like me. I hated my life as an addict. I loathed it. I still do. I'd go to bed hating myself for losing money, and then, despite trying hard not to force it, go back to the casino again the next time. I'd wake up, say enough is enough, and then that evening or a couple of days later, repeating the cycle. The friends I made were nice guys, people of all backgrounds, age groups, religions. It was a good mix. We always had a laugh, but we were always gambling. Our social life depended on it. We always went back to the casino, the betting shops. It was our base. We hardly ever went to dinner, cinema, drinks, clubbing. That was a rare event. When I finally became clean and sober, and of course remained that way, I could not begin to tell you how hostile these people came towards me. I was met with such disrespect and abuse that I didn't know how to handle it. I encouraged them. If I can quit, choose this path, so can you. Trust me. They never wanted to hear it. They were disinterested and they cut me out. I insisted on going for coffees, meals, whatever, but all they wanted to do was gamble. I remember one friend called me up not long ago and said to me, I'm going to quit. I want to be like you, SCG. I can't believe you've been sober for years now. Help me. I agreed on helping him. I was even going to sponsor him. But sadly instead, eventually rejected my calls and texts and chose to go back to the casino, as he was embarrassed to tell me he was a gambler still. Once a gambler, always a gambler. Ha ha ha. I'll be doing this the rest of my life, he said. It's sad. It hurts. But you cannot save your friends sometimes. Let's talk about family. When you start improving yourself and you start making drastic, big positive changes, you'll get the most criticism and feedback from family. They could be parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, you name it. They will see your transformation, your growth, and be dumbfounded and confused by it. Especially if these people are toxic, negative, delusional, old-fashioned. There's a father and son I know of who sadly used to be extremely heavy drinkers together. The dad was a big drinker on and off, had been for years. Unfortunately, monkey see, monkey do, so the son decided to follow suit. My dad's my hero, he'd say. I want to drink just like him. If he drinks, I drink. The pair of them were both sort of functioning alcoholics. It was sad. They could not go a day without a drink of some kind, and they'll drink heavily. Eventually, the son got a very good job, met a lovely woman, moved out, and bought himself a nice home. He started reading more, started paying attention to his health, educating himself more, going to the gym, working on his fitness. He realized, oh my God, I don't need alcohol to make me happy. I'm far better man overall being sober this way. But his father, still an addict, would insist on them going to the pub, bars, or have weekend sessions where they would drink like fish. When the son turned 30, he announced to the entire family he would never drink again. Everybody that knew him were completely surprised, but also so happy for his decision of sobriety. Except his father, who now lost his drinking partner, and now was back to doing it on his own. The son, now clean and sober, reached out to his dad many times. I'm going to help you quit, Dad. You don't need to drink to be happy. Please, Dad, let me save you. The father fell on deaf ears, didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to change his ways. He was more than happy to carry on drinking with or without his son. When did you become so boring? Said the father. Why are you like this? I don't like this new you. They drifted apart. They stay in touch, but they're nowhere near as close as they used to be. And possibly, that's a good thing. I wanted to save my father. I tried everything. I just can't, says the son, disappointed. Unfortunately, you cannot always save family. Hey, if you're enjoying the SCG show, feel free to make a donation to support my work via PayPal. The link is in the description below. So therefore, if you cannot save lovers, friends, or even your family members, the only person you can truly save is yourself. Here's some great ways of how to save yourself in your life. First, what needs changing? Take a clear look at your life and ask yourself, what areas or circumstances do I need to change right now? For me, as I mentioned in the past, my biggest issues were my gambling addiction and my toxic relationship. Within a few months of 2019, I chose to become clean and sober and walked away and went no contact with my ex-narc. Two of the biggest decisions of my entire life. Next, eliminate vices and people. As touched on again, my biggest vice was gambling. So I took the opportunity to ban myself from all casinos, cancel online accounts, and so on. I refused to never step foot in a casino again, and I'll only ever do so if I'm going there for a meal or to eat there with friends or for a drink, never to bet. As for people, the same applies to toxic and negative influences, aka my gambling buddies. I cannot associate with them as all they want me to do is give in to my vice, which I've given up, so therefore I'd rather not see them. Next, a change in attitude. It is extremely hard and challenging to change another person, but it's far easier and more effective to change our own attitudes and habits. I hated being a gambler, but now I wake up with a huge smile on my face, no longer in pain from losing money on my addiction. I wake up knowing, although I'm single and alone, that I am thankfully not in a toxic, negative, miserable relationship. Change your attitude. Hope for the best, but plan for the rest. Remember this. Empaths like myself are utterly obsessed with being liked, seeking validation, and showing our care and compassion for others. And we think to ourselves, well, surely if I can change, others can change. No, it doesn't work that way. And start thinking internally rather than externally. Change your scenery, your job, where you live. Change your dating options. Be more open-minded. Change your philosophy. Change yourself to save yourself over other people. Here's a quick word from my sponsor, Let's Get Checked. Let's Get Checked makes professional health testing easy by letting you get tested without having to visit a healthcare provider. Simply choose your test online and it'll be delivered to you in discreet packaging with next day delivery. Once your sample arrives in the lab, confidential results will be available from your secure online account within 2 to 5 days. Then, once your results are available, they'll be reviewed by a physician, and a nurse is going to contact you for a consultation over the phone. Let's Get Checked lets you avoid uncomfortable office visits by providing you with access to home testing and professional medical consultations without ever having to leave your home. It's never been this easy to get tested, and if you use the code SCG30, you'll get 30% off your test kit. So if you want to get tested at home, simply visit Let's Get Checked. The link is in the description below. Hey, thanks for watching. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe.